Hello students, in this video lecture we are going to cover the poem Crossing the Bar by Lord Alfred Tennyson. It is an allegorical poem which the poet had written when he had crossed the 80th year of his life. You can actually imagine him looking at his impending death and his movement from this life to the other life, the life which comes after death. So this poem gives us the Victorian viewpoint of a person whose soul moves from one life to another, and this journey is the allegory that the poet tries to see and represent in this poem. Before we move on to the text of the poem, we must look at a few points that are important regarding the background of the poem. And the first point is that this poem has autobiographical elements. Autobiographical means which come from the life of the poet himself. So the poet himself believes in certain things and he has certain experiences in his life, and that some element or some experience, some episode of his life he conveys through his poem. This poem was written in 1889, and at that time the poet was more than 80 years old, so definitely he knew that his major part of his life had been lived, and it was not much time before he was going to give up his life and pass on to the next world. So Tennyson wrote it 3 years before his death. So it gives us some significant insights into what was going on in Tennyson's mind when he was looking at his death. The second point is allegory. This poem is an allegory. What is an allegory? An allegory can be defined as an extended metaphor. We all know what a metaphor is. Metaphor is a kind of a comparison. So here, when the whole poem is a comparison, so that one comparison is carried on, extended in the whole poem. वैसे तो आपने देखा होगा कि comparison एक line में होते हैं या फिर a few words, but here the whole poem is that one metaphor. So such a poem is called an allegory. So this poem can be called an allegory because in this poem the poet talks of the extended metaphor of crossing the bar, which represents traveling serenely from life through death. So it is a journey. It is a journey from life to death. And in this journey, the pilot is the metaphor for God, and the speaker hopes to meet his pilot. When the ship moves on, the poet hopes to meet his pilot face to face. In the third point, you can see the structure of the poem. The poem consists of 4 quatrain stanzas. 4 quatrain means there are 4 lines in each stanza, and 4 lines in 4 stanzas. So that is how the structure of the poem is, and the rhyme scheme is AB. The first and the third lines of each stanza are always a couple of beats longer than the second and the fourth lines, although the line lengths vary among the stanzas. So it is basically that the first and the third line are smaller than the longer than the second and fourth line. They are smaller. So this is how the structure of the poem goes, and now we will move on to the text of the poem. As you can see the first stanza here in front of you, so it has 4 lines, and this is the first stanza, and see how the poet is talking about sunset and evening star. sunset and evening star, and one clear call for me. And here there are going to be so many metaphors, so many metaphors. The time of day is sunset, and this time of day is basically a metaphor for old age. The poet is talking of old age because the sun is setting. It is the setting of life's sun. जैसे जीवन का सूर्य अस्त होता है, and it is again a metaphor. And see how the poet talks of evening star, which means that the moon is rising, the moon is going to rise, and this sunset is the time of transition. Transition का मतलब होता है change. Now what is the change from life to death? This is the time when life is going to change into death, when day is going to change into night, and when the sun will give place to the moon. Sunset and evening star, and one clear call for me. And what is this call? It is like the ship's signal to move to the next journey. Here, this is a metaphor for death, this clear call, the call to the next world. And may there be no mourning of the bar. And he says, I wish there will be no mourning. So this is the wish of the poet, that no one will mourn the death, because he wants to die peacefully. So because he is looking for a peaceful death, he is wishing for a peaceful death, he wishes no one to cry when his ship moves to the sea. And look at how there is this metaphor of the sea. This sea is the next life. It is the metaphor for the next life, and ship is the soul which is moving from this life to the next life. क्योंकि शरीर तो मृत्यु के बाद अगले जिंदगी नहीं जीता है, अगली लाइफ नहीं जीता है. इट इज द सोल. ये तो सोल है, ये तो आत्मा है जो उस शिप की तरह है, जो अब समुंदर में एक नई जर्नी के लिए निकल पड़ी है. और ये जो समुंदर है ये उस नेक्स्ट लाइफ को रिप्रेजेंट करता है जिसके लिए पोएट तैयार है. और वो कहता है कि मैं वो बस उस कॉल का इंतजार कर रहा हूँ. दैट कॉल, जैसे कि शिप के लिए एक हॉर्न बजता है, एक सिग्नल होता है कि उसका समय हो गया है, उसी तरह से वो उस कॉल का इंतजार कर रहा है जो कि एक्चुअली डेथ है. सो in the very first stanza you can see, I'm just clearing a little space over here. The poet has actually clarified the complete allegory, because we have already said that this is an allegory. In this whole poem there is a continuous metaphor where we begin with sunset as the allegory for old age. Then the journey of the ship. This is the allegory of the spiritual journey, the spiritual journey of the soul. It is the spiritual journey of the soul. Then the ship itself is the soul. After that, it is the pilot, which is God himself. And bar, this is a very important metaphor because it is in the title of the poem also. What is the meaning of bar? Bar here is the barrier between टू वर्ल्ड्स. ये कौन से दो वर्ल्ड्स हैं जिसके बीच में बैरियर है? द वर्ल्ड ऑफ लाइफ एंड द वर्ल्ड ऑफ आफ्टर लाइफ, लाइफ एंड डेथ. दिस इज द बार, जो कि दो वर्ल्ड्स के बीच में एक बैरियर की तरह होता है. एक्चुअली में लिटरल मीनिंग क्या है? लिटरल मीनिंग द सैंड बार. इट इज a barrier between the harbor and the open sea. जब शिप अपनी जर्नी नहीं करती है, when the ship is not on a journey, it is parked, जैसे गाड़ी पार्क होती है, the ship is in the harbor and the sandbar divides the harbor and the open sea. sandbar जो है हार्बर और ओपन सी के बीच में एक बैरियर की तरह होता है. तो जब वो शिप उस सैंडबार को क्रॉस करती है तब वो ओपन सी में जाती है. I hope this allegory is very clear to you. And of course the theme of the poem that life is a journey and now that his time has come, he wishes for a happy death. He does not wish for a sad farewell. Moving on to the second stanza, the poet says, but such a tide as moving seems asleep. This is the kind of death he is wishing for. Kind of death. The kind of death that the poet wishes for is a painless and a quiet death where there is no violence, no pain, no sadness, no cries. He wishes everything to be very, very quiet and painless. So the poet says, but such a tide as moving seems asleep. So he says the tide that will take his ship into the open sea, so the tide should be a very quiet tide, as if it is asleep. It should be so quiet, it should look as if it is asleep. Too full for sound and foam. So he says the tide, and here the tide is again a metaphor for death, should be quiet without making any crashing sounds. When that which drew out from the boundless deep turns again home. And he says, when that here, literal meaning is the ship, but actual meaning here is the soul, metaphorical meaning. So this is the literal meaning and this is the metaphorical meaning. So he says, जो शिप अपने घर से यहाँ थोड़ी देर के लिए रेस्ट करने आई थी, वापस अपने घर जा रही है, जैसे कि सोल थोड़ी देर के लिए टेम्परेरीली इस शरीर में आई थी, वापस अपने घर जा रही है भगवान के पास. दैट विच ड्रू आउट फ्रॉम द बाउंडलेस डीप. सो द बाउंडलेस डीप इज द सी. ड्रू आउट मीन्स केम फ्रॉम. जो आत्मा, जो शिप उस सी में से आई थी, सी यानी द आफ्टर लाइफ or the life after death, turns again home. Turns again home means returns. ये तो वापस जाने का समय है, ये तो अपने घर लौटने का समय है. It is the time to return home. So when that time comes, he wishes, the poet wishes कि जब उसके वापस जाने का टाइम हो, अपने घर लौटने का टाइम हो, तब कोई भी किस्म की मतलब शोर शराबा ना हो, यानी कि कोई पेन, कोई क्राइंग, कोई सैड फेयरवेल ना हो, और वो बिल्कुल पीसफुली चुपचाप अपने घर की तरफ चला जाए. Then in the next stanza, the poet says twilight and evening bell. If you can see, the first and the third stanza are almost parallel to each other in terms of meaning. Why? Because the poet is almost saying the same thing that he had said in the first stanza. It is just in a different way. The language is different, the words are different, but the meaning that he had shared in the first stanza is almost the same in the third stanza. जैसे फर्स्ट स्टैंजा में उसने कहा था सनसेट एंड इवनिंग स्टार, यहाँ पर वो कह रहा है ट्वाइलाइट एंड इवनिंग बेल. But obviously we know that the twilight is the same thing like sunset. It is the time of transition. It is the time of change from day to night, and metaphorically it means transition from life to death. Evening bell is the signal given at evening time for the ship to move. So the ship has to move, so the signal is given at evening time, and the ship moves from the harbor to the open sea, and after that the dark. So the poet says that movement, after the movement of the ship, it is complete darkness. Life is over and a new journey begins. And may there be no sadness of farewell. If you remember in the first stanza, the poet had talked about no mourning of the bar. It is almost the same thing which he is saying right now. No sadness of farewell. He does not want any sorrow or any cries at the time of his death, because he believes that with death life is not over. A new life begins, a new journey begins. When I embark means when I begin my न्यू जर्नी. तो ये एक शुरुआत है, ये अंत नहीं है. सो बिकॉज इट इज अ न्यू बिगिनिंग, वाई शुड एनीबडी क्राई, वाई शुड एनीबडी एक्सप्रेस sorrow? Then in this stanza, last stanza of the poem, the poet says, for though from out our bone of time and place. And see how the poet uses the words time and place with capital T and capital P, because time and place are the restrictions that are placed on the body, on the human body, but they are not the restrictions on ह्यूमन सोल. समय और जगह की रिस्ट्रिक्शन जो है वो शरीर के लिए होती है, आत्मा के लिए नहीं. तो जब आत्मा समय और जगह के बंधन से छूट जाती है, बोन हेयर मीन्स लिमिटेशन, और यू कैन से बाउंडेशन, बंधन. For though from out our bone of time and place the flood may bear me far. Just like he had talked of the tide, here the tide and the flood are the same thing. जैसे कि वो टाइड आती है और शिप को अपने साथ ले जाती है, फ्लड भी सेम है कि खूब सारा पानी आता है और शिप को अपने साथ ओपन सी में ले जाता है. इट इज द मेटाफर ऑफ डेथ. तो उसी तरह इस बंधन से, इस बाउंडेशन और लिमिटेशन से जो फ्लड है वो मुझे दूर ले जाएगा. बियर मी फार, इट विल टेक मी अवे. सो death will take him away into the world of God. And he says, I hope to see my pilot face to face. So this is the wish of the poet, that he wishes to see the face of God. And how is it possible? It is not possible to see the face of God when one is living, when the soul is captured inside the human body. जब ये आत्मा human body से free हो जाएगी, only when the soul is free of the human body, he will be able to see the face of God. And of course, Pilate is the metaphor for God. When I have crossed the bar. And he says, it is only possible when soul is free and the soul has crossed the boundary of the human body and it has crossed over into the new life, just like the ship crosses over into the open sea. I hope it is a very easy poem. एक ही metaphor है जो dominant image है इसमें, वो dominant image जो है वो सी की है. सी journey by the ship. If you are able to understand that dominant image, I hope the complete allegory is very clear to you. Otherwise, the language of the poem is very simple. It has been very simply written because the poet is actually writing his own experience of looking at death and not being afraid of it. Rather, he is looking forward to a new life after death. I hope this poem is clear to you. Thank you very much.